Down the road. That one with fun. Stand by.
Burnt Brown Street, coming up burning.
Right on Popular. Oh, stand by.
Dead in. Maybe about the bush behind on me.
Copy, dead end on Lithium Plate.
On the morning of the 20th of February 2017, the incident began at 8:40 a.m. when Officer Gary Guild attempted to stop a motorcycle driven by Michael Barber, 21, on US Route 31. Although Barber initially appeared to pull over and surrender, he suddenly accelerated and fled, leading to a high-speed pursuit.
He crashed.
Barber crashed while attempting to cross the median at a highway exit. When Officer Guild approached to restrain him, Barber violently resisted. The situation escalated when his brother, Travis Wise, 19, arrived in a vehicle and attacked the officer from behind, putting him in a chokehold so Barber could try to grab the officer's weapon. Within a minute, two passing civilians immediately stopped and rushed in to help the officer. Thanks to their timely intervention, Guild was able to break free and subdue both suspects until backup arrived. Both brothers were arrested at the scene and faced multiple charges, including assault and resisting a law enforcement officer. The most serious charge, assault by strangulation, which carries a potential sentence of up to 10 years in prison. At approximately 4:55 p.m. on the 1st of January 2024, I, TFC Lewis, was patrolling the area of South County Line Road and Georgia Highway 133 when I observed a silver motorcycle without a license plate. The officer saw the rider turn onto South County Line Road from Georgia Highway 133 and begin traveling at a high rate of speed. While pursuing, I checked the speed and observed it at 70 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. I activated my emergency lights and siren and attempted to initiate a traffic stop. The rider failed to stop, accelerated, and a pursuit began.
Which direction are you heading? Okay, 4157.
Yeah, I'm sorry that one. Right on Popular.
At times, the suspect reached speeds of up to 185 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. The rider glanced in the mirror, clearly aware of the pursuing officer, yet continued weaving recklessly, showing complete disregard for the safety of others on the road. Officers attempted to use channelization techniques multiple times to control the direction of travel, but these efforts were unsuccessful, as the suspect diverted onto grassy areas and smaller roads. After turning onto Poplar Road in a residential area, the suspect lost control and crashed into a chain-link fence at a residence. Following the crash, he immediately fled on foot. When officers ordered him to stop, he shouted, "No," and continued running. The officer deployed a taser, striking the suspect in the buttocks and lower back, causing immediate incapacitation and bringing him to the ground. The suspect was identified through identification documents as Michael Fogarty. A VIN check revealed the motorcycle had no insurance and its registration had expired since 2012. After being read his Miranda rights, Fogarty stated that he fled because he was scared and panicked. He was medically evaluated at the scene with no serious injuries and then transported to Worth County Jail for booking. The motorcycle was impounded by a towing service. At approximately 11:11 p.m. on the 27th of June 2022, an officer was stationary on patrol near the westbound exit 41 area, conducting speed enforcement. The officer observed a green Kawasaki motorcycle with green neon lights approaching at what appeared to be a high rate of speed. The officer clocked the motorcycle traveling between 93 miles per hour and 120 miles per hour. The officer activated emergency lights and siren to initiate a traffic stop, but the suspect accelerated and fled.
Gonna be making a left turn, clear left, clear right.
Copy, left turn on the road.
Left turn onto Wesley Drive,
Copy, left on Wesley.
I think he's getting lost. Well, we're gonna keep.
As the pursuit continued, the suspect appeared unfamiliar with the area, driving erratically and weaving through residential neighborhoods. Due to the darkness, officers had no safe opportunity to perform a pit maneuver. The suspect sped through multiple local roads, including Vulcan Drive, County Line Road, Miller Street, and Wesley Drive.
When we're coming up to another stop sign, I'll let you know if you're making left or right. We'll be making a...
With no safe opportunity for a pit maneuver in residential areas, the suspect moved onto the highway and accelerated to around 170 miles per hour, driving as if life no longer mattered. Despite the extreme speed, the pursuing patrol units refused to back off, continuing to push forward and maintain pressure, leaving the suspect with no real chance of escape.
43.5.
The driver crossed the median, passed the officer on the right, and continued traveling west. The driver then fled more aggressively, driving at an excessively high speed. After catching up to the fleeing vehicle, the officer attempted to stop the suspect by moving ahead of him in the right lane, forcing him to pull over onto the north shoulder. The driver stopped on the north shoulder of the highway near mile marker 21. TFC Allen and the officer gave verbal commands for the driver to get on the ground. The driver exited the motorcycle and lay face down on the ground with both arms and legs spread out, appearing to surrender. He was then handcuffed and taken into custody. The driver was identified as Robert John Wold, based on a Georgia driver's license found in his wallet. His information was checked through GCIC and showed that he had a valid driver's license. A check of the motorcycle through GCIC indicated that it was insured, but its registration had been cancelled. Mr. Wold was read his Miranda rights at 23:34, and he agreed to speak with the officer. He stated that he had purchased the motorcycle 2 days earlier and fled because he was afraid and did not have a motorcycle license. The officer transported Mr. Wold to the Douglas County Jail, where he was turned over to jail staff for processing, and warrants were issued the following morning. On the 30th of May 2024, at approximately 3:44 p.m., an officer was patrolling on Wares Cross Road near S Cross Road. During the patrol, the officer observed a motorcycle ahead without a license plate. As the officer prepared to activate emergency lights, the motorcycle turned into a private driveway. The officer activated emergency lights while turning in behind the rider. The driver was later identified as Fred Thomas Finche, and a pursuit began.
Cross street, coming up burning.
Coming up on burning.
Clear left, clear right. Straight on Panther Way.
Coming up on Panther Way.
Taking a left on Red Street.
Taking a left on Red Street.
Clear left, clear right. Clear left, clear right.
Mr. Fincher turned right onto Wares Cross Road, where he accelerated to 147 miles per hour, initiating a pursuit. The officer notified dispatch that a pursuit was in progress. With emergency lights activated, the officer pursued Mr. Fincher along Wares Cross Road to the intersection of GA 219. Mr. Fincher failed to stop at a stop sign and continued southbound on Cameron Mill Road. The officer proceeded through the intersection and continued the pursuit. The officer pursued Mr. Fincher southbound on Cameron Mill Road toward the Yellow Jacket Park area.
I don't care what you got.
Out now!
Get your arms out! Arms
I
out!
can't. I got bad shoulder.
Arms out! You're fixing to get
I
tased.
can't, buddy.
Arms out!
He's gonna go down behind the trees.
Put your hand behind your back.
Oh,
Hand behind your
I
back.
can't.
Put it behind your
I got a
back.
middle shoulder.
When the suspect entered a residential area and reached a dead end, he abandoned the vehicle and fled into a wooded area. Officers exited their patrol cars and pursued him on foot. After approximately 5 minutes, they successfully apprehended the suspect and placed him in handcuffs. On the 8th of February, 2021, the officer was on patrol in Fulton County. The officer was traveling westbound on GA 166 when a blue motorcycle was observed traveling at a high rate of speed. The officer activated emergency lights in an attempt to stop the vehicle traveling westbound on GA 166 near Stanton Road, but the driver fled.
You found coming up on all these. No, he's going to go make an update.
The pursuit continued as officers traveled westbound on GA 166 at high speed. They continued westbound on GA 166 to I-285, where the driver exited and traveled southbound. The officers continued southbound on 1-285 at speeds exceeding 140 miles per hour, passing traffic along the shoulder. The pursuit continued at high speed on I-285 to Riverdale Road, where Officer Watts joined the pursuit. The officers pursued the motorcycle eastbound on I-285 toward the Conley Road overpass, where the driver attempted to pass traffic on the shoulder, struck the median, and crashed. The motorcycle operator fled on foot for a short distance before lying on the ground and being taken into custody without further incident. The driver was identified as John Andrews, and a records check revealed that his driver's license was suspended. During a search of Mr. Andrews, the officer located 2 plastic bags containing methamphetamine, which Mr. Andrews admitted belonged to him and that he had previously used. A VIN check of the motorcycle showed that it had been reported stolen by the Cobb County Police Department. Clayton EMS responded to the scene and cleared Mr. Andrews for transport to jail. South Metro Towing impounded the Yamaha. Mr. Andrews was advised of implied consent for a blood test, which he refused. He was transported to the Clayton County Jail and turned over to intake staff. On the 13th of May 2023, at approximately 10:13 p.m., a pursuit began on Interstate 85 when police spotted a Suzuki motorcycle traveling at a very high speed. Despite officers signaling for the rider to stop, the driver accelerated and began weaving through traffic in an attempt to flee. The suspect maintained terrifying speeds on the highway, consistently exceeding 140 miles per hour and reaching up to around 170 miles per hour. He used both the emergency lane and HOV lane to overtake vehicles, nearly causing officers to lose sight of him. Even through construction zones, the rider never slowed down, tucking low and continuously accelerating in a desperate attempt to escape.
All the way over to the right, I believe. They might be trying to take Moore's Mill. Yep, taking Moore's Mill. Get the fuck up! Roll over! Roll over! Hands behind your back! Atlanta 1050, 1095. At what point in time did you think that was a good fucking idea? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm trying, man.
I'm not fine.
Yeah, I see it.
Can you get my phone, please?
Hey, I see it.
Can you get it, please? I don't want to get stopped, please.
It's gone.
My music is playing. I can't hear anything.
Take
it off.
Hey, it's gone.
I want to surprise.
It's gone. You come talk to him if you want to, but I think...
The pursuit ended when the suspect attempted to exit at Howell Mill Road but lost control and crashed. Officers immediately moved in, subdued the suspect, and ordered him to lie face down before placing him in handcuffs. After being arrested, the suspect admitted to having consumed 2 beers earlier. Based on his driving behavior and admission of alcohol use, officers informed him that he would be charged with driving under the influence. An officer told the suspect that fleeing like that was not worth risking his life. "I was sitting there praying for you." Officers also read the Georgia Implied Consent Notice to the 26-year-old suspect. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos. Thank you. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment below.